Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out a card from the Prisma Visions Tarot to get the context or the general energy of your reading. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also follow me on TikTok. The link to that will be in the description. Before I get you your first card, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person. So if you're struggling to find meaning in a message, that's okay. Just let it go, because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. I'm feeling something coming through about video editing, or maybe even editing photos. I just saw 111. So for somebody out there, if that's significant for you, trust yourself on that. I also felt something here about light and dark energies, and I just saw 122 and 123. Change starts with you, and trust that everything happens for a reason. With a change starting with you, I feel like this is about embracing the darkness more in life as a way to embrace more of your courage. And I don't mean embracing the darkness as in being evil. I mean it as in finding closure with things like death and loss. I do feel called to say that things that make us anxious or depressed are sort of like the doorway to faith. Your card just fell on the floor. We got the 5 of Swords with Venus and Aquarius. Let me look at this. So there's 2 people fighting, and maybe somebody, there could be like a group situation. This could be about you and being involved with 2 people in your life, another person, more than 2 people, however it resonates. But this guy here seems to have dropped his sword and looks kind of lost. So that's really interesting, because it's like there's the idea of competition. Like, it's like different ways that people face the truth. Some people become competitive, and some people lose sight on being honest with themselves. It's almost like with this person, I just saw 333. This person is waiting on these 2 to get done being in conflict before finding out what to do. That could be you, where you feel like you have to wait for some sort of outcome in a conflict. Maybe you've put your sword down because I don't know, I just feel like so many analogies coming through. Like, putting your sword down could be about not wanting to be involved. I guess in general, I'm feeling like fighting for the truth. Like, whatever truth needs to be revealed in the conflict between these people, you feel like you don't need to intervene. And you could be right about that, or it could be coming up for a different reason. I saw 4321. Regardless, it's coming up for a reason for sure. You're either being called to not get involved in conflicts that are your own, or I want to say maybe, I think that's the only one. And I just saw 4, 5, 6. You know, as that message always is, trust that everything happens for a reason. Let me see if I can get anything else from this. This Venus makes me think of like your inner world, your intuition, your thoughts, your emotions, your passionate energy, your creative energy. I am feeling something here about the Magician. I think right now you just need to be focused on embracing your own power. Like maybe you can have an impact on these people in an indirect kind of way, maybe like leading by example or something like that. There could be something significant here about the age of Aquarius as well, so if you feel called to look that up, go for it. I just saw 555 though, which is interesting because there we have the 5 of Swords. So 5 could definitely be a very important number. I just got 5 plus 5 equals 10. That just popped up in my head. And 10 is like a little nudge from the universe and your spirit guides that we're here to support you, we want to help you with any kind of conflict or a challenge that you face in life. I'm going to go ahead and draw out a couple cards from this deck to look deeper into this. This deck is from a box of cards that I have. Just had to get a deck big enough to shuffle. I'm not going to take this one, but there could definitely be something here about overthinking for someone. But the card that I'm going to take is say, live each day like tomorrow is your last. I feel like this card is about, like, maybe you see there is a right decision here and you're hesitant to make that decision. It could be about whether you should get involved in something or not. This card gives off very strong no regrets type of energy. So regardless of what happens, don't be hard on yourself about the outcome if it's disappointing, because disappointment isn't meant to punish you. It's meant to teach you and to help you gain knowledge and awareness. This could also be, maybe this conflict is very distracting and it's weighing on you. And I think you might need to detach from, like, you could be a very sensitive, empathetic person and you're just picking up on all of these energies of these people in conflict. And I think you need to learn to protect yourself from that. It's good to be empathetic and to look at things through the shoes of others. But we can't carry their weight like it's our own. So don't worry about the decisions that other people make, basically. I feel like that's what the universe wants to come through to say. Worry about your own decisions and make sure you are making the right choices for yourself and maybe even leading by example. Maybe with these two people that are in conflict, or this group of people that are in conflict, they could learn a thing or two from you. So just let them hash out their thing, and when they come to you to talk to you, I feel like you're being called to be open to that, but also if you need to protect yourself, and don't be afraid to create distance if there are certain people that aren't willing to change or evolve. I just saw something here about twin flames, or just twins in general. It doesn't have to be twin flames, just take it however it resonates. I do want to say though, sort of as like a warning or whatever you call it, when it comes to like the twin flame stuff and labeling the relationships in your life with spiritual labels, it's okay to, think about it, entertain it, but don't get too invested in it, is what I'm feeling. Okay, wow. We have give yourself a hug. I definitely feel that this is just a time to be kind to yourself, and you're really just not being called to carry more weight than you deserve. This could be a very specific relationship. When it comes to the conflict that you're being called to stay out of, there could be the general message that, you know, when it comes to people in their love lives, just don't even bother. Because it's just better for people to allow them to explore and, you know, let them have their journey and their adventure and let them figure things out the way that they feel called to. I feel a lot of anxiety in this Give Yourself a Hug card. And I really feel like it's conflict around you that's adding to this anxiety. And I think the universe and your spirit guides want you to not carry the mental and emotional burden of that conflict. Maybe you understand how these people feel and their perspectives, and you know, you just see things that hurt, and you're just being, you know, remind yourself that this is not my pain. This is not, I guess, about me, to put it straightforward. I did see 1, 2, 3, I think, so definitely trust that everything happens for a reason, that there's conflict around you for a reason. It's meant to show you something, one way or another. If your anxiety, you know, if you like, there's something about becoming like hyper aware. Like if you feel anxious, that means you're on alert mode right now. I just saw 1, 2, 3 again. And that's a call for you to address your environment, the circumstances, what's making you anxious, and determine whether if it's a true threat to your safety or not. I saw 1222. So the universe is coming through to tell you that it just wants you to be yourself, to focus on yourself, and to trust that everything happens for a reason and happens exactly as it's meant to, especially because I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4. That message is coming through very strongly, to trust that everything happens for a reason. To wrap up this reading, I'm going to get a strip of paper from this baggie. I got them from Fortune Cookies. So fortune cookies or Chinese food could be significant for someone for some reason. It's pretty specific, so I can't give too many details without, you know, being face to face with you. But here we go. We have good luck will come in the springtime. It definitely feels like the season of spring could be significant. It could be literally the season of spring, or spring in a more symbolic kind of way. Like if you, I don't know, there's something significant about the patterns in the seasons or the weather. Like let's say it starts at winter, we're hibernating, looking inward, and then it moves on to spring. That's when we come out, we bloom, we blossom, we're ready to maybe come out of our shell. You might be comfortable in that hermit mode type of energy. And the universe is very happy that you're able to find comfort in alone time. But it's also important that you balance that out with connecting with the world more, so you don't feel too isolated or too alone. You're definitely not alone. For some reason, I feel called to mention domestic violence. If that's significant for you, that's common, unfortunately. I grew up in it. You know, you're not alone. And this is like a fight that a lot of people are fighting. I just saw 444. A lot of people are fighting for stability and security. And I also felt called to say, like, a government they could trust, a home that they can actually that actually feels like home, whether it's like a house or where you live or your country. Maybe your country doesn't feel like home. I don't know. There's some very interesting things coming out. I do see 1515 right now though. So the devil card, that devil energy is coming through right now. It's nothing to be worried about. It's the devil is about attachments and feeling bound, but feeling like you need something in your life to be happy outside of you. That feels significant. Let me think for a second. I think in general, like if you feel trapped in a situation, the universe is really trying to help you find the courage to overcome a difficult situation. Definitely be patient with yourself. I think it's very important for you to find a way to express yourself, so that way, you know, you can come back to your center or ground yourself or something like that. Like, oh, that overthinking card did come through. So I really feel here that if your mind gets full, the anxiety gets really strong, you need to find coping mechanisms or ways to express yourself that work for you, that really help you get out that anxious energy. For me personally, I found that writing helped, because when it's on paper, it helps me better understand the way that I'm thinking and how it's helping me and how it's not helping me. So maybe writing could be a good way to express yourself, but it doesn't have to be. It could be anything creative. But that will be the end of your reading. I really hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you'd like to hit the like button to show me that, that is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can do so by donating through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any. I'd really, really love to connect with you more. And thank you so much to those of you who have shown your support thus far. It really means a lot to me, and it definitely does make a difference. And the last thing I'm going to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.